Well, good afternoon to each of you. I'm Paul Irwin. I'm Dean of the School of Public Health, and it brings me great joy to have this opportunity to stand in front of you and welcome you to the newly renovated Herman Lehman classroom. As the largest classroom in the School of Public Health, we realized early on that this space was in need of major updates to accommodate our growing student numbers and enhance technology needs. As we prepared to embark on this renovation, I would say this is the largest renovation that I'm aware of since the school opened, we also felt that updating the classroom would provide us with a unique opportunity to remember and honor the outstanding former faculty member that the space was originally named after, Dr. Herman Lehman. We began reaching out to former students and colleagues of Dr. Lehman's to learn more about him and the tremendous impact that he had on the school. And it was through these stories that I learned that he was truly a larger-than-life individual whose legacy lives on to this very day. We are so grateful to the dozens of our School of Public Health family who chose to contribute to our renovation by making a gift in Dr. Lehman's memory. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I would also like to thank Dr. Lehman's son, Herman Lehman III, for taking time to meet with me and to meet with Ebony and to share his own fond memories of his father. In addition, I would like to thank our School of Public Health Director of Administration and Financial Affairs, Leanne Robertson, who was unable to join us today, for overseeing the entire project. Finally, thank you to all who have been involved with the actual renovation of the space. We could not have done this without you. And I realize that many of these people are not in the room, but I would like to mention their names anyway. Boo Brown, Project Manager, UAB Planning, Design, and Construction. Teresa Rivadeneira, Architect from TRI Architecture. Ken Braxton, Project Superintendent from Duncan & Thompson Construction Services. Curtis Member, a member of Duncan & Thompson Construction Services. And Lamar Zuero, Director of UAB Planning, Design, and Construction. We have a short video clip that so wonderfully captures who Dr. Lehman was for those who, like myself, did not have the pleasure of knowing him during his time at the school.
Among the original faculty who I inherited was Herman Lehman, who was an epidemiologist and had kept the little graduate program in public health going all through the period when there was no leadership for the department. Among Herman's other many great qualities was he was a musician, a Dixieland band musician. And he used to tell me pretty frequently that he was only here until his agent called. And so Herman started a Dixieland band using mostly faculty members and called it the South 20th Street Skiffle Society.
The first one was Dr. Herman Lehman, of course, because he was the one I talked to initially when I first came in. And of course, when I first walked into his office and indicated to him that I wanted to go to graduate school and I wanted to get an MPH, he jokingly, and at the time I wasn't quite sure if he was joking or not, he asked me how well I ran the football, and he wanted to know if I had played, tag football or at least some football in high school, because he was fielding a team that year and he wanted to make sure that it was filled. And that was kind of my first introduction to Dr. Lehman. But I would say that of all of the people I met, he was probably most supportive throughout my entire stay in the School of Public Health. Very, very supportive. We spent many nights at his home with him going over a number of the concepts of epidemiology in his home, in his living room.
My name is Ebony Harris. I'm the Director of Development for the School of Public Health. And I just wanted to take this opportunity just to share a little bit more about really how this room came to be, a lot of it due to our alums and who also became donors. So we started this mini campaign, what we called it last year, really hoping to raise about $10,000 or so to help offset the cost of this room. But what we got out of it was much greater than we ever expected. I found so much joy in having the opportunity to talk to alums from the 70s, 80s, and 90s and hear their stories about Dr. Lehman, many of them that you've heard today. I heard about the football. I heard about dinner at Hogan's, was it Hogan's on 5th, John? Morgan's Hideaway. There we go, Morgan's Hideaway. I heard about that, heard about just the 20th Street Skiffle Society. But more than anything, the sentiment that most individuals shared is that during that time, Dr. Lehman made the School of Public Health feel like home, which was just such a beautiful way to describe it. So instead of raising $10,000, we actually raised almost $25,000 from the alums during that time. Many of them you'll see here on the screen. And I'd also be remiss just to share a little bit about those who helped us along this way. I'd like to thank my colleague Jen Ivey, who couldn't be here today, who worked with me to contact almost every single one of those alums to share more about what this opportunity looked like. I'd like to thank Sarah Hendren, Chris Emma for helping us get this event off the ground as well. So now the moment we are all here for is I'd like to invite the Lehman family up and Dean Irwin to join us for the formal ribbon cutting of the room. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Yay!